Let's see if this is going to work, guys. I'm trying something entirely new today. And I am live streaming from my computer. So let's see if you guys can actually get on here and if I can actually see your comments, because this is the ultimate test. Let's see. Good morning, guys. Oh, I'm seeing eyeballs pop up. Oh, and I can see your comments. Oh, it's working. Okay, so now we're going to try something really cool. We'll see if this will work. Can you guys see everyone's comments pop on the screen? Let's see if I can pull this in. Oh, did everybody see Junior's comment really big? Let's see if we can all see it. Can everybody see Junior's comment really big featured? You see his face on there? Got his green screen on his glasses. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now this is cool, guys. I bought this program that now allows me to be more interactive with you guys in terms of your question and answers. We can pull your questions on the screen. I can also share my screen, so I can do PowerPoints, whatever you want to do on here, to give you guys more information. The other thing this program is supposed to do, I don't want to try that out today. I just want to see if we can get straight to YouTube, is that I can actually do YouTube and Facebook simultaneously, because some people don't get the YouTube notifications, and then some people don't want to be on Facebook, and so this kind of gives us the best of both worlds. So I'm kind of excited about this. So hopefully it goes well today. The topic today, if you guys saw the title, it's a little interesting there. I liken success in medical school, getting in, to The Price is Right. And what's interesting, and hold on, Meryl's texting me. As I'm talking to you, Meryl's texting me. Oh, wow. Are you guys getting, is it transcribing what I'm saying to you guys? Is it transcribing? Like, can you guys see like my words on the screen? This is kind of cool if that's doing that. I want to see if the transcribing feature of this actually can keep up with my slurred speech slash how fast I talk. Because Meryl just sent me a screenshot of her screen, and it looks like it's transcribing what I'm saying. Wow. Okay, this is really cool. Everybody think it's cool. If you think this is cool, like the video right now. Let me see if I can see likes. Let's see if that pops up. I'm sorry, it's just a test, guys, this morning, and then I'll get to your actual medical motivation morning. But I'm freaking out right now. You guys know I'm not. Okay, I guess you have to turn on the transcription function, and then you can see the transcription. But kind of cool. But anyway, the whole point of this is you guys know I'm not tech savvy. So for me to have figured this out and set it up properly on the first time, that deserves a round of applause. Truly, truly. Okay, so what we're talking about today is medical school admissions and The Price is Right. And I was thinking about it. I saw a funny meme about The Price is Right. I used to be a huge Price is Right fan. I love Bob Barker, who still has not aged. I saw a picture of him the other day golfing. He's older than dirt, and he looks the exact same. He's got that same, like, it's like Bob Barker, James Earl Jones, Leslie Nielsen. They just, like, don't age. They've been old for forever, and they'll stay old, but they just live in that state permanently. But anyway, so I was thinking about medical admissions. I was thinking about The Price is Right, and I was thinking, man, that really sums up why people succeed or don't succeed in medical school admissions. And why I think medical school admissions is like The Price is Right is, who's ever seen The Price is Right? Let's start there. Okay, so The Price is Right is a show where people go on hoping to win big prizes, right? And they go on there and they wear crazy t-shirts, they go down and they have contestants row, right? And they have to make a bid on an item. They'll roll a big item out, you have to bid on that item and say how much you think that item costs. And then from that, right, you bid on it, and then if you get that, you go up on stage, oh my gosh, and you get to win more prizes. That's how it works. And what's interesting is that when everyone goes to bid, right, so you're there with maybe like 3 or 4 of your friends, or maybe 10 of your family, but the room is filled with hundreds of people. And whenever it's anyone's time to bid, there's 5 contestants up there. Whenever it's anybody's time to bid, exactly, Meryl just said 5:01. Anytime it's anyone's turn to bid, everyone in the audience starts screaming out numbers. And what's so interesting to me is that people will turn around and look at the audience, and they're looking all over the audience. Oh, what? You say that much? You say this much? And I'm like, you don't know that person from anything. Furthermore, that person is wearing the same shirt as the person next to him, contestants row. I don't think they're trying to help you. And then the person gets confused, and then Bob is like, hey, listen, we need an answer. And the person just blurts out, 500. And they're like, oh, well, such and such just said 501, so you have zero chance of winning. And I realized, like, man, that is exactly, I feel like, the world of pre-med today. Because you have the internet, you have people who have all sorts of social media channels, you have studentdoctor.net, with everyone has a voice in this forum, and I feel like what happens, and the reason I'm bringing this topic up is because someone just shared, I guess there's another studentdoctor.net thread about me and how I'm terrible because I tell people that studentdoctor.net is bad, and I tell people that they should become informed about their own medical process. I don't know. But anyway, I liken it to the internet and studentdoctor.net because the challenge is, and I was having this conversation with Brent the other day at dinner, and we were talking, and he's like, how come we don't do more YouTube and social media? I'm like, because I hate YouTube and social media because it feeds into this fallacy of superficiality where people think, oh, with one piece of information, I'm going to get into medical school. One tip, that'll get me into medical school. Instead of understanding that it's going to take a wide and broad and deep understanding of what it takes to get to medical school. It's going to take a wide and broad scope of your work and your effort to get there. And he's like, yeah, but there's people like me who really want to work and get to medical school, but don't have good advice. And that's how I found you on YouTube. And then I got in all your courses, and now I'm in a position to succeed. But I never would have got to that point had I not seen you on YouTube. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, but it had me thinking that the internet is like, the price is right. And I say this because you have everyone yelling at you what to do. And how many of you guys feel like this? Like everyone you go to, like everyone of your mentors, everyone of your friends, everyone has a different spin on the advice that you need to do to be successful. You're like, oh, listen, my GPA is low. What should I do? And, oh, go do this. Go take a master's. Oh, go do a postbac. Go to community college. Oh, you can't do community college. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. Like, everyone has all these ideas of what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna put up my favorite comment I've seen so far on the screen. Everyone has all these ideas of what you're supposed to do. And what happens is we get this information overload where we're just bombarded with what to do, and we get so much information that there's a couple scenarios that can happen. The least likely scenario is that you luck up on the correct piece of information. You luck up on finding one of my videos as opposed to someone else's videos, right? That's a rarity. The second thing, that's the really common thing that happens to people, is that they hear all this information, right? And so they don't commit to any one piece of information. They hear all this information about what they should do, and they're so overwhelmed by all the information that they don't know how to act, so therefore they don't act. They have over-information paralysis. Does that make sense? They get all this information, so many pieces of conflicting advice, and they don't know how to make heads or tails of it, and so they don't act on any of it. How many of you guys have felt like you're in that situation sometimes, where everyone tells you a different thing, and you're like, I don't know who to believe, so I'm just going to ride it out and wait until something good hits me? Right? So Taylor says, that's why I'm a non-traditional, because I was so lost, but I'm happy I found you in your courses, right? And this is another one, right? It kills me when people who haven't even done it give advice. And what's so interesting about this, so let's get to that in a second, hello fear, because I like that, but let's get to that in a second. But we get into this information paralysis. The third thing, which I also think is disastrous, is you get so much information that you can't see what the good information is, so you take the wrong information, right? You take the wrong information and you execute on that. And the reason this came up, and the reason, right, everything happens to me for a reason, right? And it pushes me to certain places to tell you guys certain messages. So today I'm going to UC Irvine. I'm going to be out there in medical school, and I'm doing some lecturing there. But what's interesting, right, we'll take a step back, is that one of my students, who's a medical student at UC Irvine right now, is struggling academically. And what's so interesting is she's like, yeah, I've been struggling, and I just got diagnosed with ADHD, and but they gave me this program to work now, but now I'm kind of mad at myself because the same program they gave me to get over my ADHD is exactly what you told me to do in your 5 pillars course. And I'm like, well, why didn't you execute on the 5 pillars course? And she's like, well, it worked for me in undergrad, but then I got to medical school, and the advisors were giving me this advice, and then my classmates were doing this, and so I was trying to do what they were doing, and I'm doing blah, 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 and struggle. She took my 5 pillars course. She excelled in undergrad, gets into medical school, but then in medical school, she's around these experts. She's around high-level medical students who know how to study. They got into medical school, and she lets them take her away from the sound advice that has worked for her and that she's been executing. Through all that, right? So she got through undergrad, got the grades to get into UC Irvine, undiagnosed, without all these things, right? Yet she gets into medical school and she lets people unmask her disability. And this is super important. Because if you have a disability, you don't necessarily need to struggle from a disability if you have methods that account for your disability and put you in a position to succeed around your disability. So for people who have ADHD, their problem is they have an inability to stay in focus for long periods of time. They also have an inability to organize their thoughts. So understanding the pathology of that disease, right, you then have to have systems in place to work around that. And this is why I hate tips, because tips don't work around anything, right? They're disjointed little pieces of whatever. So what's interesting is that I gave her a method for studying in short intervals that's effective, and not traditional Pomodoro as you guys are taught, but a real effective approach to your time management. I then also gave her methods for organizing her approach to the material and then also her output for the material in terms of her notes. So through undergrad, she was good because she was able to structure her time appropriately, and she was able to organize the information, both in terms of knowing how to handle all the resources she's given, how to cipher through and figure out what she needs, and then to take that information, or those resources, and pull out the information she needs, and then organize that information in a way that her ADHD brain can process. Yet she then goes to medical school and allows them to unmask her diagnosis by going into kamikaze mode, where she's doing all these other things that aren't functional. They're tips and, do this to study more. Oh, you should get this book. Oh, you should do this. And then ADHD pops its ugly head and causes her to struggle. Do you see? And what's so interesting, and that's why I highlight Hello Fear's comment, is people always ask me, well, how do I know that this course is going to work for me? I'm a low-functioning student. I have this, whatever. I have all these issues. And I'm meeting actually this week. Let me pull up a text real quick. So I'm meeting this week with one of my students, and we're going to put together a video for you guys. Let me find the text. We're going to put together a video on flashcarding. And so this student has a learning disability, okay? He's got a learning disability, and he's now in a post-bac program, and he's killing his post-bac program. Killing it, right? He just sent me, killed my final today. Woo, one more Monday, ready to go. Let's talk next week. And I said, cool, let's talk. And then he's like, when are you free this week? Let's do our flashcard meeting. Because what he's done is he said, listen, I have a severe reading disability. I read at a very low level. I won't put out his reading level, but he reads below a high school reading level. Yet, he's excelling in a post-bac program. So he's got an elementary school, I think he's junior high now. Junior high reading level. Yet, he's executing in a post-bac program. And what he's done is, I'm a flashcard fiend, so I have a flashcard methodology. He's now taken my flashcard methodology, and he's run with it and made it his own, and expanded it, and catered it to his disability. And so what he wants to do is bring that to you guys in my 5 Pillars course and teach you guys how to do his way of flashcarding as another alternative. And so what was interesting about all this is when you look at these students, or any students that we interact with, and with Hello Fear's comment, it kills me when people who haven't done it give advice. So the quote I was actually going to use today, which is The Price is Right here, is never take the advice of someone who has not had your kind of trouble. And that's Sidney J. Harris. Never take the advice of someone who hasn't had your kind of trouble. When you guys listen to these people who have photographic memories and who tell you, oh, study for the MCAT in 1 week. Oh, here's how I did it. They're like, cool. But my problem is they don't know what the struggle is. They aren't like you. They've never been there where they're stressed out. They've never been there where they're overwhelmed, where they feel like everyone else knows something they don't know. And being someone who's been there and who's had that struggle, who was below average, I understand what that is. And I understand what it took for me to go from that student to crushing everybody and getting into Stanford and crushing Stanford. And at every junction being the best student. I know what that path is. And so therefore I can give you that path. You know what I mean? So it's important, guys. The whole point of this is if you are on The Price is Right, or if you want to go to medical school, what you have to do is recognize where your squad is. Who's got the matching t-shirts on that I have that I can look to for sound advice about my bid so I don't do something stupid and have no opportunity to win. Whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in medical admissions, am I putting myself in a position to win? And I encourage you guys, the whole point of this is understand sometimes you have the solution in hand. Sometimes you guys know exactly what you're supposed to do, but you let other people talk you into some other stuff. And it's been a kind of a recurring theme on our channel, but I find this is so common because people struggle with this peer pressure aspect, struggle with this, I wouldn't call it peer pressure, but this feeling of, oh, if I'm doing something different than other people, it must be wrong. Do you guys know what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Look at this question. Thank you, MJTT. I'm glad you love this channel. Some good comments up here, so I'm pulling them up. Is it okay to be a crammer as a medical student? What do you guys think? If we talk about this information overload in terms of The Price is Right, in terms of advice of getting to medical school, it's the same way with medical school in terms of you have tons of information, you're not going to be able to cram that into your brain effectively. You have to study effectively in a way that's going to allow you to learn it, apply it, and retain it. And that's why people show up on test day and say, oh, I knew it, but it just fell short because you didn't actually take the term time to learn effectively. You crammed it. Right? And as I said previously, you have to be true to yourself and know what works best for you. And that may be something entirely different from other people. So why are you listening to people who don't understand what you're going through specifically? What your struggle is as a struggling student? Right? If you guys are still with me and you want me to continue, like this video right now because we're at 19 minutes. Like this video. Let me know you're still here. So, Tyaz, what up, man? How much is this chair? This chair was super expensive. And I got it because I'm in the heavyweight class, so I need a heavyweight chair. But this chair was actually pretty expensive. And I run through chairs. I got another chair over here. I run through chairs like crazy, even though I stand up actually at my desk most of the time. But I run through chairs like crazy. So my chair was super expensive. As I tell my students, always invest in a good chair so you can sit for long periods of time and get work done. I was actually literally sitting in this office all day yesterday doing stuff for you guys. My desk is covered in notes right now because I was putting a whole bunch of stuff together. But anyway, but does all this make sense to you guys? sometimes when the information is too good to be true, the 5 pillars, people shy away from it because they may not be confident in themselves. Imagine that, right? So this is what happens: is people will say, "Oh, well, I don't need this course because I got these tips over here." And it's like, that's cool, totally cool. My YouTube channel is off, like, right? It's like, so it's so funny. Someone asked me the other day on Instagram. I've been doing Instagram questions. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I've been doing like Instagram questions thing where I answer questions on Instagram. It's kind of a cool feature. So I'm gonna try to pull one of those up every day and answer questions every day. But it was interesting because someone asked me a question about what was it about? Oh, about post-bac programs. They asked me, "Oh, what's your thought on post-bac programs?" I'm like, "Oh, I have a whole video on that." And they're like, "Where? I can't find it." And there's a video called literally post-bac something or other, and it's 55 minutes of me talking. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's what it was. They're asking about low GPA and how to correct it and what the options were. And I was like, literally, I have a video called "What to Do with a Low GPA." And like, oh, I can't find it. And I look on my YouTube channel. It takes me 2 seconds. I type in low GPA, and it comes up, and it's a 55-minute video. 55 minutes. 55. Breaking down what you need to do if you have a low GPA. So anyway, take a second, find the advice. It's there. To get into the 5 pillars course, all you have to do is go to my website, premedproductivity.com, and enroll. Enroll in that course. Okay, so now this is, I'm going to point something out. So does anybody use Andrea Tooley? Now, what am I going to say about this, guys? So I'm Tyaz, the student I sat down with when I was out in New Jersey talking, and he's one of my students in my course, and he's currently 4.0 in his post-bac program. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So who do we think about Andrea Tooley? She's a great person. She's a true inspiration. So, and you guys are getting it correct. I have nothing against Andrea Tooley. I think she's a great person, and what she does is phenomenal. But what she does is entertainment. And if you watch any of her videos on studying, they're hot garbage. And that's no assault to her. Her channel's incredible, but she is not a study expert, and she's not someone you should listen to about studying because she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I'm just being honest. It's the honest truth. I can't give you guys anything but the truth and be unbiased. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And if you listen to people who don't know what they talk about, what they do is they talk very superficially about basics that everybody knows. And what happens is everyone who claims to be a study expert or know about studying uses the same basic language, talk about the same basic superficial things because they haven't taken the time to go deeper. And what you end up thinking is, oh, that's what studying is. And so this is what I'm exactly talking about with the Price is Right phenomenon. Everybody's yelling out, highlight more. I like to underline and use lots of colors. And oh yeah, right. And that's and I don't watch her videos, but I see lots of coloring happening in her notes. So that must be what she's talking about. Highlight, underline, do it. How many times you guys heard that? Use your highlighter. Use and underline things. Right? And there's nothing wrong with her having a channel. She should have a channel. Her channel is amazing. She does brings a lot of information to the table through her interviews with people and different stuff. Cool. But if you're going to listen to her about studying, you're ridiculous. You're on The Price is Right listening to the enemy. Does that make sense? And so this is actually a good question. Those study with me videos. This is the last thing. I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic here. But how many of you guys watch those study with me videos? And everybody's hand should go up because those videos get millions of views. And people have asked me to do one of these and I refuse. Because my whole thing is, and this is just me, if someone's going to film themselves studying for 3 hours with their noise cancellation headphones on, and you're going to watch it, you just wasted 3 hours. What are you learning from that? That's my only question is what are you guys learning from watching someone study? You watch someone do what you're supposed to be doing. It's like watching Grey's Anatomy and think you're getting close to being a doctor. You're watching someone study and you think through osmosis you're learning. You're on The Price is Right. Yeah. You're on The Price is Right. Thinking you're about to win, you're losing. Watch me study. Oh, yeah, this is awesome. It's awesome. Watching them study. I'm watching them study. You're losing. You're losing. Right? And Orient said, Dr. Pinesett, you're the man. You're an inspiration to me. I think Dr. Webb's videos are great. I think Dr. Webb, if you guys are not already subscribed, Dr. Antonio Webb's channel, you should absolutely subscribe. Why? Because he stays in his lane. I love people who are true to themselves and stay in their lane and say exactly what they know and exactly what they don't know. I have tremendous respect for that. People who say, listen, this is my experience. I'm talking from my experience. I'm bringing you my experience. And my intention is to inspire you, to motivate you, and give you some information, things to think about. I am with that 1,000%. So I have tremendous respect for Antonio Webb. You guys should subscribe to his channel because he stays in his exact lane, knows exactly who he is, and pitches his message. Right? Assad just said it. He doesn't give studying advice. Why? Because he recognizes he's not a studying expert. And whenever he says something that's his opinion, he qualifies it by saying, listen, this is just my opinion. This is just what worked for me. Think about it. It's an option. And so I have tremendous respect for people who are real in this world of phonies, of everyone who wants to be Instagram rich or YouTube knowledgeable. Cool. But it ain't the win. So I encourage you guys to understand you're on Price is Right. That's what the world has become, right? That's how certain things can happen in our political system. Is that the world is The Price is Right, and you have a bunch of people yelling headlines, but nobody takes the time to actually investigate. Ooh, is that a good bid? Should I bid $0 when someone already bid $1? Right? Should I bid $4.99 when someone's already bid $500? Because some of you guys are taking losing bids. Some of you guys are watching study videos. Someone just said sleep videos, right? You guys are watch me study videos. Day in the life of a medical student. Oh, gosh. Guys, let me ask you, this is a serious question. If I showed you a day in my life in terms of what it's like for me in the hospital, is that anything you couldn't find anywhere else? This is very important. If I gave you a day in my life as an anesthesiologist, could you not find that somewhere else? Furthermore, how many of those videos have you guys watched? And I know it's a lot, but are you any closer to getting that lifestyle by watching those videos? Are you any closer to being me if you watch me live a day? It's not a rhetorical question because I really want you guys, right? This is a channel about being able to do effective action. This is an educational channel. We're not here for entertainment. If you come and you hang out with me for this 30 plus minutes we're on here now, right? The 74 of you guys, early in the crack of dawn this morning, you've come here because you're trying to get better today. You're trying to get here today. You're trying to get better. So if you watch a day in someone else's life who's living the life you want to live, are you any closer to being that? I'm just asking you guys. It gives you an idea of what it will be like, but it's like shadowing. It won't be you interacting with that life. It's just spectating. So for you guys who spend hours of your day, so for all you guys who feel like, oh man, my time is so limited, I don't have all the time I need to get the A's I need in my courses. And this is so important. This is why I find it's very important to highlight education for entertainment. Because there's so many of you guys, the number one complaint, this is why I have my How to W Your Study Efficiency course, my first pillar, is only focused on getting you guys to stop wasting your time. And if you can stop wasting your time, your studying will improve dramatically. And in fact, it will double your efficiency and your grades will instantly improve. But the problem is you guys can't see what is wasteful time and what is effective use of your time. And it kills you. So when you spend all your day, you spend 3 hours out of your day watching videos on people's day in the life of their doctor life, you've lost the day. Because that's 3 hours you now don't have to get studying done. And I know this sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy to you right now. I want you to comment in the box right now if this sounds crazy to you. Tell me how wrong I am. Give me a thumbs down. Tell me how ridiculous I am for telling you guys that watching hours and hours and hours of non-educational YouTube is a waste of your time. Now I want you to think back. The quarter just ended, right? The semester just ended. I want you guys to think back of your finals week. Were there points in your finals week where you wish, man, if I just had more time, I think I could have learned all this? I want everyone to answer this question in the box right now. Please, answer this question in the box right now. Do you think during finals week, did you have moments where you wished you had more time and you feel like you could have got the material if you would have had more time during the semester? And Josh Wan just said it. If I watch you do it, it does not change my life. My life changes only by my efforts. Who believes what Josh Wan just said? If I watch you do it, it does not change my life. My life changes by my own efforts. And what if watching someone else's life prevents you from doing that action? Most people complain about not enough hours in the day, but we actually are wasting valuable time that we could be studying, volunteering, etc. Correct. I don't think it gives me more of a chance, but it gives me a baseline on what I need to be doing for my up and coming future. Is that a correct statement? So we're going to, Righteous Entertainment, I appreciate your comment, but do we agree with that? If you're watching someone be a doctor, does that give you an idea of what you need to be doing? Right? And everybody's commenting, yep, yep, yep. I wish I had more time. Wish I had more time. Wish I had more time. Wow. And this is powerful. I'll put that up there. And Heather's one of my students. So she says, I didn't wish I had more time to learn the materials because I didn't waste my time. I made good use of it by studying efficiently. Okay. People weed themselves out of pre-med with their basic problems. It's so freaking true. If you guys would get out of your own way and just put some work in, man, the difference it would make would be incredible for you guys. The difference it would make would be so incredible, so powerful. You have no idea. I have an idea. That's why I created the How to Double Your Study Efficiency course, to get you guys out of your way. That's all that course does. It literally has no study tips, no real study strategies. It has nothing to do with studying. It has everything to do with everything around your studying. Because what I've found is exactly what you guys know in your heart of hearts. You're killing yourself. You're procrastinating. You're wasting time. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing everything but the studying. So all that course does, and it's super powerful, is get you to actually study when you should study. And get to do it consistently. Because you guys weed yourselves out by not doing what you're supposed to do. Does that make sense to everybody? Last thing, Karan says, when does your new MCAT course come out? My MCAT course, my new one's coming out in 2 weeks. But the price will go up for that new course because this new course, so the way I charge you guys is based on what it costs me. So the longer the course, the more expensive it is to me because the more you guys stream it, right? So I'm doubling the length of the MCAT course. Therefore, the price has to go up to reflect that doubling in length. So people who are already in my MCAT course get all updates for forever, right? That's what they paid for. So if you want the MCAT course, it behooves you to get into it sooner than later because the price will go up on that MCAT course because the length of the course is going up. So don't wait. Get into the MCAT course if you want the MCAT course, especially if your test coming in April. You want to get started on that right now. Okay. Anyway, Trey bringing more facts to the party. I don't know who Trey is, but he's bringing it today. Trey, it's fundamental problems like procrastination that weeds people out of pre-med themselves, like spending hours on YouTube watching BS. It's the facts and it's the reality, guys. So I'm not going to keep harping on this. A lot of you guys are on the Price is Right. And if you would just look at the product and make an educated guess, you'd win. But instead, you're so busy deep in the crowd watching other people who wish they were in your spot tell you what they think you should do. Does that make sense? You guys, in 2018, now going into 2019, the world, there's so many opportunities for greatness. But we let ourselves down by wishing we had a moment, an opportunity. But when that opportunity comes, we aren't prepared to execute because we're too busy listening to people who wish they could have that success and that opportunity. And we got way off topic, but the whole point of this is stop trying to live through other people and stop letting entertainers trick you into thinking they're educating you. You have to be your own person, do what's right for you, and follow sound advice if you're going to be successful. You've got to do it that way. Does everybody understand? I want no one to leave confused today about what the message is. You're literally standing at the podium. You're in pre-med. You have the opportunity. Medical school is right there in front of you. All you got to do is get the bid right. But you guys are listening to the wrong bidding. Or using up all your time to come up with a logical bid, listening to other people and their day and their daily drive and all this kind of stuff. Focus on you, guys. It's about you. That's why this channel is about y'all. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you guys and your success. Does everybody understand? So I can leave and get out of here. I have to drive to Irvine right now. I like that. This game of getting to become a doctor is not easy, but if you stay focused, you will actually miss this game when you succeed. Focus and dedication. All right, now I got to go. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Righteous, you are very welcome. Thank you very much for that comment. I appreciate that. I didn't know half the stuff I do now know I do know now, if it hadn't been for your videos, I'm very appreciative for what you do for students, people like me. I'm very appreciative for you guys for being here. Okay? So I appreciate all you guys. Happy holidays. Christmas is coming up here. Christmas Eve tomorrow. Christmas Day. Tomorrow, very, very early in the morning, I'll be getting up to put together my kids' presents before they wake up. Don't tell my son when you guys see him, shh. But I got him a bicycle for Christmas. So I'm going to put a bicycle together. Cross your fingers. Dr. Pinesett with a wrench is not a pretty sight. So I'm going to try to put a bike together. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This is way longer than I wanted to be. But I just want to make sure we drive this point home. And I'm going to reiterate this over and over and over again. Guys, make the most use of your life and of your time. Right? It's a recurring theme. Put kindness out. Help people. Understand what your goals are and work hard towards those goals. Focusing your time on what you need to do. And you can get there. You can be successful. You can be great, phenomenal, incredible. But you got to focus on you. Thank you, guys.